Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Nityanamane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Jayo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna Prabhu's Matajis. So welcome to our weekly Bhagavad Gita discussion. So we will continue with our Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay. Which shloka Mataji today, Arsi Mataji?
15.2, sir.
Shloka 16.2.
Sir. 15.2.
Yes. 15. Okay, yes. Okay. Yoga of the Supreme Person, Purushottama Yoga. We have completed text 1, so we'll go into text 2.
Yes.
Adhaschordavam prashtr Adhaschordavam prashtastasya shaka Kuna pravarda vishaya pravala Adhascha mulani anusantatani अधश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके अधश्चर्ध्वं परस्त्रास्तस्य शाखा गुणा प्रवर्धा विषयप्रवाला अधश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके अधश्चर्ध्वं परस्त्रास्तस्य शाखा प्रवर्धा विषयप्रवाला अधश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके. Yeah. Anyone would like to try first shloka? Yes, you can try. Arsi Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Advaschorvam tasya saka guna pravada vishaya pralala aschamulani anusastani karmanu bandhani manusya loke. Hare Krishna, sir.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? Saras Mataji? Anyone else? So let's see the word to word meaning. Adha. Adha means downward. So Adha, downward. Cha and Urdhvam. So what's the meaning Urdhvam? We have seen this yesterday, very significant word, Urdhvam. So,
Upward.
what's the meaning Urdhvam?
Upward.
Yeah. How can you connect the word Urdhvam with anything else? With any other thing?
For the upward roots, tilak.
Yeah. Urdhvam. What is the name of our tilak? But right now, what is the name?
Pundanam tilak.
Urdhva Pundra.
Punda.
Urdhva.
Punda.
Urdhva means upward. So our tilak is known as Urdhva Pundra. So Urdhva means upward. Shruta, extended. Tasya, it's excuse me. Shaka, branches. Bahushaka hi anantascha. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. Vivashayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. There's a shloka. Vivashaya atmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. Bahushaka hi. So Bahushaka means, Shaka means branches. Krishna says in that shloka, Ekeha Kurunandana, we have one pointed determination, that is the best. So in devotional service, we have to have one pointed. Ekeha Kurunandana. Bahushaka hi anantascha. Bahushaka, many branches is going to give you failure. இப்படி இருக்கணும் எல்லாமே எல்லா இதுலையும் நம்ம ப்ளீஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. We cannot be pleasing everyone. So many branches are not good. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, Krishna is using this word Shaka. Bahu Shaka, many branches. So now again, Shaka here referring to the branches, the tree's branches. Guna, by the modes of material nature. Pravrida, developed. Vishaya, sense object. Pravala, twigs, other, downwards. Cha and Mulani, Mula means roots, Mulani, roots. Anu Santatani, extended. Karma, to work. Anubandini, bound. Manusya loke, in the world of human society. Manusya means manasan, manusya. Loke means world, in the world of human society. So let's see. The branches of this tree extend downward and upward. So we are speaking about Ashwata tree, which we have seen in the verse number 1, Ashwata tree. So Krishna is actually describing an analogy to our material universe. So Krishna is using Ashwata tree as an analogy, example, to represent our material universe, all the living entity, and how it is being stuck in that our material universe, up and down by different body. So here, the branches of this tree extend downward and upward. Nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the object of senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. Okay. We can read Harsi Mataji, the purport. Yes.
The description of the banyan tree is further explained here. Its branches spread in all directions. In the lower parts, there are variegated manifestations of living entities, human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, cats, etc. These are situated on the lower part of the branches, whereas on the upper part are higher forms of living entities, the demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life. As a tree is nourished by water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature. Sometimes we find that a tract of land is barren for want of sufficient water, and sometimes a tract is very green. Similarly, where particular modes of material nature are proportionately greater in quantity, the different species of life are manifested accordingly. Want to continue, sir?
Yes, continue.
The twigs of the trees are considered to be the sense objects. By development of the different modes of nature, we develop different senses, and by the senses, we enjoy different varieties of senses objects. The tips of the branches are the senses, the ears, nose, eyes, etc., which are attached to the enjoyment of different senses objects. The twin are sound from form, touch, and so on. The senses objects The subsidiary roots are attachment and aversion, which are byproducts of different varieties of suffering and sense enjoyment. The tendency towards pity and empathy are considered to develop from these secondary roots, which spread in all directions. The real root is from Brahmaloka, and the other roots are in the human planetary system. After one enjoys the results of virtuous activities in the upper planetary system, he comes down to this earth and renew his karma or fruitive activities for promotion. This planet of human being is considered the field of activities. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, in this verse, actually, Prabhupada have already explained to us in verse 1, chapter 1, the sloka number 1 in the purport. Prabhupada overview கொடுத்துட்டாரு. Even though the first verse is just about Krishna is giving introduction. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhva Moolam Adashakam Ashwatam Prahu Avyayam. Krishna is giving introduction on this very special tree. Ashwata tree, banyan tree. Arasamaram. Banyan tree na another Arasamaram. And Krishna is telling, the one who understands this, whatever I am explaining right now, Krishna is telling about this Ashwata tree. எவன் ஒருத்தன் சரியா புரிஞ்சுக்கிறானோ, Krishna is telling that he is a knower of Vedas. Yasya parnani yatam Veda sa Vedavit. Sa Vedavit என்றாரு. Vedavitna knower of Veda. Okay, so what does this mean? Is it that simply by understanding this tree we can know everything? Yeah, actually, Krishna is telling that. But how to understand it? That is the important thing. What to understand? So you have to understand not only there is a tree called Ashwata tree, but you must understand and see the tree from the lenses of Shastra. So that is where we have understood from the purport, this Ashwata tree is representation of the material nature. Krishna is comparing the Ashwata tree to the whole material universe. Okay, so let us see Ashwata tree in the Bhagavad Gita. So there's a very nice picture. Yes, this is the picture. Let's see if you can view the picture. Okay, yes, this is the one. Okay, so பார்த்தீங்கன்னா this is Ashwata tree. Yes, it's very huge, it can give a very big area of shade, a very wide area of shade. It can give us very wide area of shade. It's always seen in India, many in India. So usually in a village, the people will be sitting under the tree. They'll be conducting many important events. Even the gurukulas, the students will be sitting under this tree to get knowledge. And we can see how even people will be meditating under the tree. So yeah, it is actually a very spiritual tree. Even it is worth of worship, right? But why we are worshipping, that we must understand. We must always have the connection with Krishna. So we don't worship tree, right? So we must understand. So this is what Krishna is explaining here about Ashwata tree. And now let's look into this again. So now Krishna is explaining one by one, when we zoom in the tree, what it represents. Okay, so that is where we can see The branches spread in all direction. Let's see the branches here. So can we point out where is the branches? Can you see? In the lower parts, they are variegated manifestation of living entities: human being, animal, horses, cows, dogs, cats. Right. So these are situated in the lower parts of branches, whereas the upper part are higher forms of living entity, demigods, Gandharvas. Okay. So if you see here, can you see the tree? It is there. The top of the tree, Lord Brahma is sitting. So this is where the branches are emanating from the root, Mula. And you see from the branches, we can see it is going here and there, left and right, up and down, everywhere it is going and spreading. So some are down, and we can see if you go to the topmost down of the branches, amazing. We can see all the lower animals are there. Can anyone name me the animals you see down there? What do you see? What is the animals you see?
Snake,
Yeah, amazing. Snake,
tiger,
tiger. Hmm? So monitor lizard, insect. Yeah,
so,
can anyone see the insect? Yeah,
yeah,
a dog, turtle, horse. So
The tiger?
yeah, a tiger is there, cow is there, a deer is there. Then as you
Yes.
go to the middle, we can see human being. Amazing. So in the middle, human being. Also, we can see different types of human being. One
And
human.
fire.
Sorry.
Fire and some pray or something like that.
Yeah, this one types of human being. They are sitting and igniting fire, but they are not praying actually. They're just putting out the fire and sitting down there, right? And we can see business. People are doing some business trades. We can see people are hunting here, and we can see some people are engaging in sense gratification, and we can see some people who are praying, and we can see some people are doing some murder. And we can go higher and we can see Lord Indra, demigod, Lord Ganesha, Saraswati, Surya Narayana. We can see, different, Gandharvas. And, and what is the meaning here? We can see here, you see, pious act, impious act. Pava Punyam, Papa Punya. So, இது நம்ம ஏற்கனவே பார்த்துட்டோம். So, this is the exact picture of our material universe. So the material universe, this Ashwata, Krishna is telling here, this Ashwata tree is watered and nourished by what? What is the nourishment for this Ashwata tree, for this material universe? What is the nourishment? When we say tree, it needs water, isn't it? So tree needs water. So this particular tree of material universe, it is nourished by what?
water,
Sorry?
water.
What water? Not ordinary water, not water. Of course, tree needs water. But when we speaks about, please read here. Very important point here. Please read, Mataji.
As a tree is nourished by water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature.
Can you get the point?
Yes,
We have just completed the chapter on three modes of material nature, isn't it?
yes.
So now Krishna is connecting the point, connecting whatever we have learned. So the whole universe is working. The whole universe is working under these three modes of material nature. So this is just like how the tree needs water and nourishment from this particular water liquid. So the whole universe is also working and nourished by this material nature. So because of these modes acting, that is why we are having different varieties of living entity, 8.4 million species. As Shiva Purana said, கல்லாகி புழுவாகி பாம்பாகி பறவையாகி, ரைட்? பாம்பாகி பறவையாகி மரமாகி கணங்கள், அப்புறம் என்ன என்ன அப்புறம் ஆகணும்? ஸோ மனிதனாகி கணங்களாகி பேயாகி தேவனாகி, ஸோ எல்லாம் ஆகி ஆகி பாம்பாகி பல்லாகி புழுவாகி எல்லாம் அது பாருங்க, அதெல்லாம் வருதுங்க. ஸோ you take each and each body, you going around in a cycle. So this body is according to your karma. So whatever you have done in the past and whatever you are doing right now, so it is that this is called karma. So whatever we had done in the past, that have given us the current situation. Very simple. Whatever we have done in the past, that is why we are having this current situation. So whatever particular body, whatever particular suffering, whatever particular so-called happiness, and whatever we are knowing about Krishna right now, everything is because of our past activity right now. We are paying for it right now. Every action is a reaction. And right now, whatever we are doing, we are also preparing ourselves for the future. So all this body are given to us according to our karma, and the material law, the material nature will give us the body according to our consciousness. So when someone is very sinful and not following the Vedic Shastra, Veda Dharma, what happened to them? They will die in the ignorant. So there are three modes of material nature. Three modes. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Mode of goodness, the mode full of desire, Rajo guna, and the mode full of ignorance. So when someone leaves the body in a lower moods, they will take the animal body. They will take what body? Animal body. And when someone leaves the mood in a mixed with goodness, patience, ignorance, they'll take a human body, but with a lower human beings. And when someone leaves the body in a very clear consciousness, but not spiritual consciousness, but somehow is very good. Something they have followed on Shastra, they might go to heaven. So this is what Krishna is describing here. So the whole material nature is very important. This is what makes the universe. So the twig of trees are considered to be the objects, sense objects. We can see how by developing the different modes of nature, we have developed different senses. So we can see how they are twigs and the leaves and fruits. We can see the fruits. Fruits is the sense object. What is the objective of our sense? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You can see it nicely. Economic development, how to work, career development, how to get money. So this is called economic development. Artha. And then kama, sense gratification, how to fulfill our desire. Dharma, artha, kama. Moksha means religiosity. So what is the meaning of liberation? What is God? Who is God? All these things we are looking, we are undergoing. Based on Shastra we have to do. Actually the proper process is, even to fulfill our need, we need to follow the Vedic scriptures. So that is why in the Vedic scriptures, there are recommendation of different worships for the people who are under the mode of ignorance. In order to purify them, given certain types of demigod worships, certain types of austerity they have to observe, so that gradually they will come up to Krishna consciousness. So all these things It's well explained in this wonderful Ashwatatri. சரிங்களா? So like that, so it's a very nice shloka in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So what is the shloka? Brahmanda Brahmite Bhagyavan. Yes. If you see here, it's a very nice verse. Okay. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let's read together. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. Can anyone read for me the translation?
According to their
Well,
karma,
carry on.
carry on,
Yeah, carry on, Mataji.
Mataji, carry on.
Yes, Arsi Mataji, please continue.
Continue.
According
Okay.
According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary system, and some are going down into the lower planetary system. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seat of the creeper of devotional service. Hare Krishna, sir.
Yeah, very important. Is it connected to our shloka?
Yes.
Whatever we are reading?
Yes.
Excuse me. So, Brahmanda Brahmiti. Brahmanda means, Anda means Andam. Andam means egg. Anda. Brahmanda. This wonderful egg. It is called universe. Universe is also in an egg shape, in a shell. So, Brahmanda. அதனால தான் தமிழில் வந்து பிரம்மாண்டம், இந்த பிரம்மாண்டம், இந்த பிரபஞ்சம். ஸோ இட் இஸ் எ மீனிங் இஸ் யூனிவர்ஸ். ஸோ பிரம்மாண்ட பிரமீதே. பிரமீதே மீன்ஸ் வாட்? வண்டரிங். அப்படியே சுற்றிக்கிட்டு இருக்குது, தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறது, அப்படியே பிரமித்து. பிரமித்துனா என்னது? பிரமித்துனா வி கட் நோ கிளியர் டைரக்ஷன். வி ஆர் அண்டர் இலூஷன். We have no clear direction, illusion. So with such illusion, the Jiva Atmas, Nambada, the individual living entities, Brahmanda Brahmite, okay, so there are many living entities according to their karma, as we discussed, are going up and down. Kallagi, Puluvagi, Maramagi, Pambagi, Manidanagi, Gadangalagi, Peyagi, Devanagi, yes, they are going around, up and down. So, Koda Bhagyavan Jiva, but they are very some. Kona means some.
Watching.
Yeah, there are some, some Bhagyam Patta, Bhagya Patta Jivatma, Bhagyavan Jiva. Bhagyavan means very fortunate. Bhagyam. So, Bhagyam Jiva, Bhagyavan Jiva, they are some fortunate living entity. So what is the meaning here, fortunate living entity? So what is the definition of fortune?
Bhakti.
Yeah, பாக்கியம். ஆனால் பாக்கியம்னா என்ன? இப்போ
Gift.
சில பேருக்கு வந்து 40 டோட்டோ நம்பர் அடிச்சிட்டா அது பாக்கியம்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க. சரிங்களா? கிஃப்டட் நினைக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இப்போ அது பாக்கியமா? இல்லை நிறைய காசு இருந்துச்சுன்னா பாக்கியம்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க. when someone they have won a lottery, they think that is very fortunate, bhakyam. When someone who have so much of wealth, they think it is very fortunate. But according to Shastra, these are not the definition of fortunate. Okay. So what is the meaning of fortunate? That's the point. According to Shastra, according to Vedic scriptures, according to Krishna, Bhakyavan Jiva means this is the criteria to say whether you are fortunate or not. Yeah, I am very fortunate lah. I have very nice house, very nice car, daily 3 times meal I'm taking. I'm going outside for jogging and very nice life. I've retired and just sitting down watching TV. And I have my kids working in Australia and Germany and I'm happy. I'm very fortunate. No, this is not fortunate because you don't know what is the real knowledge, right? So therefore here Krishna is explaining what is the real meaning of Bhakyavan. So Bhakyavan means first, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya. Anyone who knows Guru and Krishna, bona fide Guru, anyone who come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master, where that spiritual master can bring you to Krishna, the Supreme Person. And from there you can develop a relationship with Krishna, which is called Bhakti Lata Bija, the seed of Bhakti. Then you are fortunate. Then you are fortunate. So this is real fortune, nothing else. Is it clear, Mataji?
Yes, sir.
So fortunate na, yeah, fortune la, fortune. And fortune na என்ன நீங்க ஒன்று நினைப்பீங்க 10 பேர் ஃபார்ச்சூன் கேட்டால் 10 பேர் 10 விதமாக நினைப்பாங்க ஃபார்ச்சூன் என்னன்னு, சரிங்களா? ஸோ நீங்கள் சாதாரண மனசில் கேட்டால் ஃபார்ச்சுனேட்னா சாட்டர்டே நைட் வந்து அப்படியே என்ஜாய் பண்ணுறது, சாட்டர்டே நைட் வந்து கிளப்பில் மப்பில் நம்ம ரிலாக்ஸாக இருக்கிறது தான் ஃபார்ச்சூன் சொல்லுவாங்க சில பேர். சில பேர் வந்து நம்ம சினிமா போயிட்டு ஜாலியாக ஃபேமிலியோட ஷாப்பிங் போயிட்டு ஜாலியாக ஒரு சைனீஸ் ரெஸ்டாரண்ட்டில் உட்காந்து நம்ம ஃபேமிலியோட உட்காந்து சாப்பிட்டா ஃபார்ச்சுனேட் நினைப்பாங்க. சில பேர் வந்து நம்ம ஃபேமிலியோட அப்படியே ஒரு டூர் போயிட்டு அப்படியே ஒரு ஜப்பான், ஆஸ்திரேலியா இல்லை புறாலங்காவி போயிட்டு அப்படியே டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தால் ஃபார்ச்சுனேட் நினைப்பாங்க, சரிங்களா? ஸோ ஃபார்ச்சுனேட்னா உண்மையிலே என்னன்றது வந்து சாஸ்திரம் சொல்லுது. திஸ் இஸ் த ரியல் மீனிங் ஆஃப் ஃபார்ச்சூன். To get out from this material world by understanding the real bona fide spiritual master, and that spiritual master will show you who is Bhagavan and how to serve him, and that is where you develop Bhakti Lata Bija. So the Bhakti Lata means the creeper of devotional service. Creeper, you know what's creeper? Why it is called creeper? Why it is called creeper?
Like the money plant creeper in
Yes. Creeper. So that creeper will be sown in your heart. BG means seed. That's why it's called bija. Bija means seed. Right? So now, very important point here. Please read the translation, Mataji, again.
According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being evaluated to the upper planetary system, and some are going down into the lower planetary system. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with the bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service.
Now you're getting the real meaning. Once you analyze the shloka, then you know. So according to our karma, we are wandering around. So and you see how rare, the point here is, can you see how rare is the human body? And among that human body, how rare one come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master. And among that, how many people have actually developed this love for Krishna? Not so-called love, but love means to sincerely following instruction. So that is called fortunate. So that's why it is said here, only by the mercy of Krishna and spiritual master, bhakti can be developed. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasada yasya prasadat nagati kutopi. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of the very prominent Vaishnava in Gaudiya Sampradaya, he's glorifying in his prayers that Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada. Without the mercy of Guru, Yasya Prasada means mercy. Prasada means mercy. Prasadam. So by the mercy of Guru, without the mercy of Guru, Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada. Yeah, by the mercy of Guru, we can understand who is God. Yasya Aprasada. Without no mercy of Guru, Nagati Kutopi. We don't know. We are lost. Gadi illa namlage. In the Gadiyam la Nagati Kutopi. So this is the situation here. So only by the mercy of Krishna we are sitting down right now. By the mercy of spiritual master, both of them. So and why it is called creeper? Why devotional service? It is actually explained in Bhakti Lata. Lata means the creeper, as a plant, creeper.
Grow.
Why? What is the reason here?
So it will grow.
Yeah, creeper. That means when you put the seed, it will grow and grow and grow and grow.
Higher and higher.
Yes. But there's another meaning also. The moment you have no proper care, what happened? The creeper can actually fall down. அந்த creeper வெட்டி விட்டா என்ன ஆகும்? கீழே விழுந்துரும். If someone going to cut the creeper plant, what happened? Pump. The whole thing collapses. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the meaning? The meaning is when we develop bhakti, you must be very careful and avoiding offenses. Offenses na, they are called offenses. Vaishnava aparadam, nindam. So what are the offenses? So it is there. There are 10 offenses. So we should follow the 10 offenses in order to protect our bhakti and we can keep growing, to keep progressing. Otherwise, the creeper cannot grow. So that is why there are 10 offenses. 10 offenses. Okay, let's go through the 10 offenses here. Okay, so we have taken these from it's called Nama Aparada. Generally, when we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, so we have to follow this. When we are taking up the process of bhakti, then this aparada have to be followed. Otherwise, we cannot attain the result. So this is nicely spoken in Bhakti Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami, and also in Padma Purana. Padma Purana is one of the important Purana. So let's see. There are 10 offenses. Let's go through one by one very quickly. Okay, you see here. The first offense is Shatam Ninda Namna Paramam Aparadam Vitanute Yata Kyatim Yatam Katam Sahato Tad Vigari Ham. Okay, please read the meaning, Mataji.
To criticize genuine devotees of Bhagavan, the Sat is a grievous offense against the name. How can the name tolerate criticism of those who are responsible for spreading its glories?
Very important. Satam Ninda Namnam Paramam Aparadam Vitanute. Ninda means offense, kesalahan. Kesalahan yang paling besar, the first one, when you criticize a genuine devotee who are spreading and preaching the holy name of the Lord. So all these gossips and talking about devotees, you should be very careful because they are actually preaching the Bhagavata message, Krishna's message. So when we are going against or speaking against gossiping and all these things, so this will have our impact on our devotional life. So criticism means that you purposely, you must understand very carefully what is the meaning criticism. Criticism means to actually,
Condemn.
simply finding fault, unnecessarily finding fault. Okay, but same time, when someone who is, they can, we can see someone who might appear like a devotee, but they are not following Shastra. They are doing something against Shastra. So, but when that should be condemned, that is not aparadha. You should tell them, you should explain to them. In fact, you should tell it. You should, criticize that. That is not ninda. புரியுதுங்களா point? So ninda means when we must know. That's why you must have the ability to differentiate what is the meaning of devotee, what's the meaning of Vaishnava. And not that every Tom, Dick and Harry, because many people are coming and going. So actually, when someone is coming to spiritual life, when someone is actually taking up Krishna consciousness, there are many different grades of people. Some people are new, some people are progressing, some people are matured. So accordingly, we have to associate and guide them. Okay, so therefore we must have this very clear discrimination so that we can help. Okay, so don't take this shloka and come up with the ideology that do not judge. That is nonsense. Okay, because many are misunderstanding that, oh, we must not judge anything. I mean, someone is clear cut doing something wrong, when someone is clear cut doing something against Shastra in the temple, or when someone is in a congregation doing something exactly opposite what Srila Prabhupada thought. But no, do not judge. No, that is nonsense. That is more offensive. So the key point is, you must have very clear discrimination according to Shastra and Guru and Shastra. And accordingly, you have to react. But when it comes to the bona fide devotees who are preaching the holy name and preaching the message of Krishna, we have to be very careful. This is the point. புரியுதுங்களா? So there might be someone who are, they call themselves Vaishnavas, but they are speaking, இல்லை நம்மலாம் வந்து இப்படி செய்யலாம், மாமிசம் சாப்பிடலாம், அந்த மாதிரி சொல்கிறாங்க சில பேர், இந்த மாதிரி செய்யலாம். ஸோ கடவுளுக்கு உருவம் இல்லை. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி பல பேர் வெளியே நம்ம பார்க்கலாம். பல வீடியோ, பல ஃபேமஸ் பீப்புள் என்னென்னமோ சாமி பேரில், ஸ்பிரிச்சுவலிட்டின்ற பேரில் என்னென்னமோ தவறாக சொல்கிறாங்க. அது நிந்தம் கிடையாது. When we expose such rascals, it is not ninda. So that is why we must understand who is devotee, who is not devotee. All of us are devotee. All of us are in a different level. But we must have discrimination, who to follow. Right? So that is why the first very ninda is Shatam ninda namnam paramam aparadam. So very careful on this. So first of all, in order to follow this, you must have a clear understanding on Bhagavad Gita and Shastra. What is the meaning of Vaishnava? What is the meaning of devotee? Who is God? What is the rules and regulations we have to follow? Everything must be clear. Then you can judge. Judgment is needed. Okay? Because judgment is a sign of intelligence. From the very beginning, Krishna is judging Arjuna. Arjuna is judging the situation. And Arjuna is according to judgment, according to Shastra, he is surrendering to Krishna and he is choosing the best what to do. So don't come and tell me do not judge. That is the most bogus understanding. Do not judge. அப்படியே அவங்க காட்டிக்கிறாங்களாம், அவங்க ரொம்ப கம்பேஷனேட். டு நாட் ஜட்ஜ்னா அப்படியே எல்லாத்தையும் கண்ணை மூடிக்கிட்டு எதுவும் ஜட்ஜ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. திஸ் இஸ் ஃபுல்லிஷ்னஸ். திஸ் இஸ் நாட் வாட் கிருஷ்ணா டீச்சர்ஸ். ஸோ பி கேர்ஃபுல், பிகாஸ் மெனி பீப்புள் சே டு நாட் ஜட்ஜ். கேட்க நல்லா இருக்குல்ல, டு நாட் ஜட்ஜ்னா. நோ யூ ஷுட் ஜட்ஜ். whenever you are going in the road and there is a traffic light, red, green, yellow, you have to judge. எப்போ மூவ் பண்ணணும், எப்போ ஸ்டாப் பண்ணணும். கரெக்ட்? So in every situation of our life, we have to use judgment. So judgment is a sign of intelligence. But don't mix up judgment and fault finding. It's two different things. Unnecessary fault finding is dangerous. But judgment for our own upliftment and so that we can know what is the truth and what is nonsense is required to judge according to Shastra. Is that clear? Because we have this disease of do not judge, very dangerous disease. So, and also the dangerous disease of finding fault unnecessarily. So must be understand very clearly the balance, understanding the proper approach. Is it clear, Prabhus and
Yes, sir.
Mataji?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, Shivasya Sri Vishnorya Iha Gunanamadi Sakalam Diya Binnam Pastyet Sakalu Harinama Hitakaraha. Please read the translation.
One who considers the name, qualities, and other attributes of the Shiva as independent being of the name, qualities, and other attributes of Bhagavan Vishnu displeases the name.
Do you getting the meaning? Artham Parida.
One who will consider the name, qualities,
What's the
and
meaning here?
other attributes of Shiva as independent of the name.
So எல்லாமே ஒன்று தாங்க, எல்லாமே ஒன்று தான். Everything is the same. மனசு தான் முக்கியம். Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this?
Yes.
Yes.
One of the most bogus statement. The statement of bogus people. Okay, so that is the very second offense where Shastra is explaining to us. The one who thinks that everything is the same, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Muruga, all other demigods, all the names are same, all the worships are same, everything is all and equal, everything is same. So that is condemned here. Shivasya Sri Vishnu Yahiya Guna Namadi Sakalam Diya Binnam Pastyet Sakalu Harinama Hitakaraha. So to consider Lord Krishna's names, qualities, and attributes as independent of the names and qualities of attributes of Bhagavan Vishnu, it is an offense, it displeases the name. So the proper understanding should be the ultimate cause and all cause is Krishna Vishnu, and everything is depending on Krishna and Vishnu, and everyone is actually serving under the direction of Lord Krishna. This is the proper understanding. In connection with Krishna we should connect. Everyone is dependent on Krishna, nothing is independent of Krishna, nothing is equal, nothing is higher than Krishna. So to understand that Krishna is the Param, Krishna is the Paramtva, Supreme. This is the second criteria to develop bhakti. Not everything is same. Is it clear?
Yes.
This is in Shastra, Padma Purana. This is not something that propagated by, oh, இவங்க ஹரே ராமா ஹரே கிருஷ்ணன் தான் சொல்றாங்க இதை. No, 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 no. This is from Shastra. This is from Padma Purana. அதனால தான் சாஸ்திரத்தை படிக்கணும். சும்மா வந்து டிக்டாக்கு, யூடியூப்பு இதெல்லாம் கேட்டுட்டு வந்துட்டு பேசக்கூடாது. Right? So this is the second offense. Guru avaknya shruti shastra nindanam tatharthavado harinamnam kalpanam. Please read the translation.
To disrespect one's spiritual teacher, to criticize the Vedic scriptures, to consider the spiritual praises of the name as mere condemnation, arthvada, and to ascribe one's own imaginary meaning to the name are all offense.
Yes. So இதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 3 offenses are included here. Guru or avaknya, to disrespect one's spiritual teacher. Right. So when you disobey your spiritual teacher, it can be Siksha Guru, your current instructing teacher, or your current Diksha, or Srila Prabhupada's instruction, or any bona fide spiritual teacher. So it is an offense. To criticize the Vedic scripture. To criticize the Vedic scripture. You know what's the meaning criticize the Vedic scripture? Can you give me any example? Any examples on criticizing the Vedic scripture? How it happens?
Bhagavad Gita.
So what is the meaning? I mean, to criticize the Vedic scripture means என்ன சொல்றது? எப்படி செய்வாங்க? Example, ஒரு scenario. How people do this? How do we do this without knowing?
How do you know that Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. Okay, of course. These people don't know, so they are asking
Uh,
question. So that is okay. Of course,
how
they want
sure
to
you
take
are?
ethics. But criticizing here means you know Shastra, you're coming from the background of Shastra,
Uh,
but sometimes you don't take the words of Shastra as the ultimate. You think that your opinion and your speculation is the highest. So that is where the criticization comes in. So that is equal to criticizing the Shastra. சாஸ்திரத்தில் சொல்லு இருக்குன்னா அதுதான் பிரமாணம், அதுதான் அல்டிமேட்டம். we have to follow. இல்லைங்க சாஸ்திரத்தெலாம் அப்படி போட்டிருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, அதான் நீ கேட்ட மாதிரி அதெல்லாம் நான் நம்பலை, சாஸ்திரத்தெலாம் ஏதோ மனசை எழுதி வச்சுது. Of course people are saying that, but we need to explain to them and make them clear. But even when we understand, despite that we don't have the 100% faith. So this is the problem. So consider the scriptural praises of the name as mere commendation, and to ascribe one's own imaginary meaning to the names are all offenses. சும்மா நம்மளுக்கு தெரியாம ஒரு விஷயத்தை சாஸ்திரத்தை பற்றி கமெண்ட் பண்ணி அடிச்சு விடுறது, அந்த மாதிரி பல பேர் இருக்காங்க வெளியே. There are many people out there in the name of so-called guru, Sadguru, that guru, this guru, that spiritual talk, that spiritual mentor, that Baba, this Baba, all coming and talking about spirituality, but they don't give the proper meaning. They give their own imaginary meaning. So it is also offense. And to think that the names of Krishna are just an ordinary name, that is also an offense. Okay. Namna baladyasya hi papa buddhirna vityate tasya yamirhi suddhihi. Please read the meaning.
For one to intentionally commit sins on the strength of the name, the meaning of purification through rules simply does not exist.
Yeah. கிருஷ்ணா பார்த்துக்குவாரு, கிருஷ்ணா மன்னிச்சிடுவாரு, கிருஷ்ணாவுக்கு தெரியும், கிருஷ்ணாத்துக்கு தெரியும், கிருஷ்ணா 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 பேரை பாய்ச்சி கடவுள் பேரை பாய்ச்சி நம்ம எல்லாமே செய்யறது. For the fame, name, sin, everything we do, and we think Krishna will forgive us. So that doesn't apply here. Sincerity must be there. Okay. Dharma vrata tyaga hutadi sarva shubha kriya samyam api pramada. Please read.
It is an offense to equate the holy names with all the other pious works, subhakirya, recommended in the scriptures, such as prescribed duties, vows, renunciation, and sacrifice.
Yeah. So the holy name of Krishna, the spiritual activity, bhakti, Krishna bhakti is highest. It is all spiritual. It's not like the pious work. சும்மா இது ஒரு என்ன சொல்றது, புண்ணிய காரணம் கிடையாது. புண்ணிய காரணம்னா demigods worship, doing some rituals, doing some so-called sacrifice. This all comes under புண்ணிய கர்மகண்டா region. நம்மளுடைய sense gratificationக்காக செய்யறது அதெல்லாம். But when we are chanting the holy name, it is beyond all these things. It is spiritual, transcendental. So must be very careful to think that this is just a normal, ஏதோ ஒரு மந்திரம் தான் சொன்னீங்கன்னா வாழ்க்கை நல்லா இருக்கும், அப்படி கிடையாது. இது ஏதோ ஒரு மந்திரம் கிடையாது. This is the highest ultimate maha mantra. Okay. அஸ்ரதாதனி விமுகே அபி அஸ்ரணவாதி யஸ் சோபதேஷ சிவநாம பராதா. Please read.
It is an offense to the auspicious Siva holy name to instruct a person who is devoid of faith, oblivious to Bhagavan, and disinterested in hearing.
Yes. So அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்னா, we should preach to everyone, and there's no change in that. But here the problem is when someone is very rebellious and someone is who's not interested in holy names, therefore we must not go and preach to them. Because why? Because they will do more offense, they will do more criticization. So in this way they will be more, they'll get more sin, they'll get more power. So they'll be more degraded. So therefore in such people we cannot we cannot go and give them all these things. So must be very careful. You know what I mean? So just like you have a very nice prasadam. So if you go and give to the if you go and give to the lower animals, what they will do, they won't appreciate, they will go and throw it, they will go and kick it, or they can put stool on that. So if we want to make that more offense towards that prasadam, same thing. So you must know who to preach, you must know who to associate, you must know who to speak. So you must have this discrimination. So must be very careful on this. But of course, we should preach to everyone, we should distribute holy name to everyone. That is ultimate. But there's some discrimination, it is there in a certain extreme criteria such as this. Okay? Very careful. That is for the benefit of the person also. Okay? Shrutvapi nama mahatmyam ya pritir adi dharma ham mamadi paramo namni sopya aparada krit. Yeah, please read.
A person of low character who, in spite of hearing the glories of the name, remain devoid of affection for the name, being immersed instead in the conception of I and my. In regards to the body, it also an offender against the name. P.P. Brahma Kanda 25.15.18.
Yes. So despite knowing all these things, despite learning Bhagavad Gita, learning all these spiritual things, and despite convince 100%, but we cannot follow anything. We don't have any faith. We, according to our own free will, we just being very loosely and freely, and just immersed in the illusions of the bodily conception. That is also offense. Okay, so very careful on these 10 offense to progress in Bhakti Lata Bija. Okay, so regardless of the statement, is very important here. Even a person who has committed all kinds of offense is redeemed by taking shelter of Bhagavan Hari, who precedes the list of 10 offenses. One should consider the following from the Vishnu Yama. I forgive even millions of offense of a person in this world who chants my name is fit. There's no doubt about this. So the next question is, what do you do if you have committed all these things? The only way is to surrender to Krishna and sincerely chant his holy name. That's the only way. Of course, by doing this offense, you are not qualified to chant. Despite that, you should chant. That is also the remedy. So sincerely you chant. Don't chant with this offense. Okay, this is in this way your bhakti can grow. Is it clear? Any questions so far? Clear or not clear?
Yes, sir.
No,
Understand.
Prabhu.
Okay, so this is what we are seeing here in this shloka. Brahmanda Brahmete Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasada Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. So that is why the creeper, when we do offense, the creeper will be cut off. The whole bhakti will be collapsed. So be very careful on this. Okay, and come back to our purport here. So basically, in a nutshell, Krishna is comparing the Ashwatha tree with our whole material universe, and Krishna is describing our material life up and down, up and down. But ultimately, we have to cut off all these things. You see how the devotee here, you can see the devotee here. He's cutting down. Can you see the sword in his hand?
Yes.
He's actually chopping down. You know what he's doing? By using the Shastra knowledge and by chanting the Harinama, he's actually cutting down all these nonsense, his material Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, and he's surrendering unto Krishna. This is what we should do. Then we can see this is where we attained Goloka Vrindavana, the eternal abode. Okay, so I will stop here. Is there any questions, comments, anything you'd like to add? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
No questions. Clear.
Yes.
Okay, so if everything is clear, I'll end the discussion right now. Please continue studying your own. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much,
Vanchakalpatarabhyascha
Prabhu.
kripa sindhyogya evacha patitanam pavinive Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. My phone is very small. That's why I cannot read.
No problem, Mataji. Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next week, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.